So in a sense, if you call that a high, but I call it a natural high. I like that natural high. I like that natural. So I take that 16 milligrams. I'm about to feel better. 48 hours of hell about to end. Nope.
No.
I learned what hell was. Trying to figure. I'm hitting everybody up like, yo, I'm going through precipitated withdrawal. I need to stop this shit now.
Yeah, what's good, YouTube? This is Daniel, Veterans with Anxiety here, and we're back with another interview today. Today, I got Larry over here with you guys, and we're going to talk with Larry about his opioid addiction and his recovery and things like that. He also has some experience with, getting onto Suboxone from methadone, and so we're going to be talking a little bit about that. But yeah, man, go ahead and tell him how old you are, Larry, and where you're from.
I'm 32. I'll be 33 May 19th. I'm from North Carolina.
All right, awesome. And could you give us just a quick little history of your, drug use when in your active addiction? What kind of drugs that you used during your active addiction?
Right. I went from Vicodin Percocets from doctors and all to straight up IV fentanyl and heroin to now being on Suboxone. I've even had experience with methadone and such and other in
Right, right.
recovery, but now
How
I'm on
long?
Suboxone.
Gotcha. How long was your active addiction? How long were you using for heroin and all those opiates and things like that?
I started back when I was like 15, 16. I'm just got clean August 3rd, 2019 was when I put down the IV drugs and all.
Gotcha. That's awesome, dude. What got you into it in the first place? What can I ask you that? What got you into, using opiates in the first place?
It's actually kind of crazy because I was scared to take pills and stuff. I had an allergic reaction when I was young, but I had a toothache and I went to the doctor. And this was back before the epidemic got real bad. OC80s, I don't know, some of y'all remember the 160s were out for like a year. I even
Yeah,
had ran into one of them, yeah. And I didn't dabble with them much, but it was nice when I had ran into
yeah.
them.
Hold on one second. Don't mean to interrupt you. Those OxyContin 160s seem to
Mhm.
be like, especially online, like on Reddit and things like that. It seems to be
Right.
somewhat of like a mystical type of a pill because no one has ever seen them before. I mean, like, I kind of have to ask you, like, how was it?
Like anything, just like if you compare the 5 to a 80, you're getting a high dose in one too. And to me, the way that I could compare it is like going from snorting to IV.
Gotcha.
That much of a rush.
That's insane. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
it's
they and
not.
they
It
made
was
those
the
illegal
epidemic.
too.
Wait.
Yeah, they made them illegal. I know that. I know that for a
Hmm.
fact.
People were
They weren't
dying.
around for very long. No, they were not around for very long. Have you? Did you have any like really dangerous stuff happen to you in your active use? Did you ever have like any overdoses or anything bad
Oh,
like that?
oh, oh, oh. Well, I got so far in my addiction because I started off medically. So I had a doctor basically giving me all my drugs. The best drug deal I ever had was a doctor.
Mm,
And they're one phone call away. And better than it
yeah,
I don't know how to explain it without saying other words like it was basically like opiates fell in my lap and I got pills easier than weed. That's how bad it was at one point around here.
yeah.
So like I was addicted before I even knew what happened. And when it came to overdoses, I I didn't really have to go through that because my tolerance had went so high. By the time I ran into fentanyl and all, I was snorting half a fake pill just to get off E. and that
Yeah.
was me getting introduced to fentanyl. Because I was like, back in the day before the opioid epidemic happened, it was nothing to do three, four, five 80s in a day, like you were paying like damn near nothing for it, you know. This was
Right.
before you paid $1 a milligram. This was before, people knew what they had. You can go in your grandma's cabinet and bam, you just read up, you know? I
Right. That's
mean,
crazy, dude. Did you
so I actually intended to overdose when I was
oh, okay.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, damn, bro.
Because I was that far in addiction. I was
Yeah,
just miserable.
that's crazy, bro. That's
Yeah.
crazy, man. Did
Yeah.
you ever get into trouble at all with the law whenever you were using, actively in your active addiction? Did you ever get caught up, with the police or any kind of stuff like that?
Sadly, yeah.
Really?
When I was young, I got in a lot of legal trouble. It used to be a joke that because I got arrested one time when my shoelace is still out of my shoes from just getting out of jail. Like, so
Yeah.
my boss would call me jailbird. I was a good worker, but I was always getting locked up and, drug dealing to supply my habit,
Right.
um, doing
I've done it too
stupid
before,
shit,
dude. Honestly.
right?
I've done this. No, I've done the same
Stealing.
thing. Stealing too, yeah. Yeah.
And whatever I could do to feel better, it was be sick or get better.
Right. Yeah, no.
And I heard about when you were at the hospital. Oh my lord, brother, I feel for you.
What's that?
You a
What's that?
trooper.
When?
I don't know how you did it.
Oh,
I'd
you
have been
talking
in
about
that mud gone.
yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, man, like I said, I mean, I was definitely at a place in my addiction at that point to where I just almost didn't care. I really, even though I
Right.
was in the military, even though I had a very important job, working in an emergency room and all that, a very important job taking care of people and all that, I still didn't care. I really didn't. The withdrawal and the cravings and the want to use was way stronger than my care for any of that. You know what I mean?
You
And
couldn't
yeah, it
care.
definitely took over.
You can't.
You
This
know,
is what I try to explain to people. When you're in active addiction like that, for you to care, you have to feel better. You can't do nothing until you get your medicine in that body. Because if you
right,
don't, you can't care, you can't nothing till you get that. Nothing exists till you get that.
right. No, you're right. Unfortunately, dude, you're right.
And it's sad, but it's true. And I mean, we all like that, like we so tough, big and bad, but you a baby bad bitch to that. You're right. I'm sorry.
Hell
I
yes.
was, you was, everybody is. I
Right.
don't care how
Correct.
tough you are. You ain't
Correct.
tougher than that.
Yep. No, no, you're not, bro. It sucks. I wanted to get into a little bit of this though. How what was it that made you decide to go ahead and finally get clean, after all the years of using? What was it that brought you to the point of, sobriety, wanting to get off of everything and all that?
Yeah, I lost my wife, the love of my life. She got tired of my shit. And I kept telling her I was going to do better. I kept telling her I was going to do right. I mean, all in my heart, I wanted to. But the drug was too strong, and I didn't know what to do. I thought I was too far gone. I didn't know there was help. I thought you
Right.
needed a lot of money, or I was just a dad in full blown addiction. I didn't know what to do. And there weren't many people like me. Either most people were out on the streets running, or I was a dad maintaining. But I was
Right.
a full blown addict. You know,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she got tired of my shit and left me, bro, and it broke my heart, bro. And I walked outside the very same day, and I called a social worker in a detox center, and I told him basically come and get me. That I needed help.
Damn.
It's the hardest thing I ever did.
That's crazy. Yeah, dude, that touches me a little bit because like I feel you on that, honestly, bro. I really do. Um, I relate to your story. You know my story and all that with my
Yeah.
wife and things like that. I definitely relate to you with that. Yeah, bro. It's a good thing, I'm glad that you got everything with that figured out too, by the way, honestly.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. That's great, man. Like I never
yeah,
thought the day would come. It took a year and a half, but bro.
I know, bro.
Yeah,
That's
finally.
awesome. Literally, that's awesome,
Well,
dude. How did you get clean? What was the process? Like, where did you start? You know what I
okay.
mean? Did you bust it out cold
Yep.
turkey? Or what'd you do?
Yeah, sorta, yeah. In a way. Let me explain this when I
Sure.
explain this to people, okay? I didn't have a normal process going through this. Most of y'all will not have to go through this, so please don't think that.
Okay.
But I randomly went from probably a $200-300 IV habit to I'm putting everything down and I'm going to a detox center and I'm gonna just do this. And I was just so determined that I went into it kind of foolishly and more dangerously than necessarily. I called a 1-800 number. I went on my phone and I just called the 1-800 number, the national hotline for
Right.
opiate addiction, that national, whatever it's called. Google it,
Yep.
it'll pop up. I called that. They asked me, did I have insurance? Did they ask me that? I didn't have insurance. I didn't have none of that, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't have no money, no money. I didn't have nothing but my addiction and my bad habit. That's all I brought to the table. And they found me a detox bed that day. I was blessed. Like I heard a lot of people had to wait weeks and stuff out here for bed.
Wow.
And yeah, and it was like God heard me or something, bro. And I don't know who y'all higher power, but I put the name God on mine. And yeah, it was like he heard me or something, bro. And I went to the hospital. They made me go to the hospital first because I was just about 24 hours in the withdrawal when I finally broke down and called. Like
Mm.
I knew I was in trouble. And if anybody that's
Right.
withdrawal from fentanyl alone, I don't care if you snort it, pop it, I don't care how you take it, put it on your skin, whatever, that shit sucks. And
Yeah.
right. And I'm at 24-hour mark. I'm throwing up, I'm kicking like crying on my
Yeah.
mom's
It's
floor,
bad.
you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, like begging for mercy. So they made me get medically cleared to come. But the hospital gave me some fluids and all, and I was really dehydrated. So that's a thing with withdrawal people. Don't be afraid to go get fluids. I know that sounds insignificant. I know that's like, well, how the hell is that going to help? It helps. It helps. When
Yeah,
you're
you
having it
definitely
come out
need
both
that.
ends and sweating,
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. You're
you get
dehydrated.
dehydrated.
Yeah. Massively too.
Right. And
Massively.
that's when opiate addiction becomes dangerous. I was
Right.
always raised
Right.
that opiate withdrawal cannot kill you, right? Like lock yourself
Yep.
in a room, you're gonna feel
That's what
like
they
you're
say.
dying. But that's not the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Google it, look it up. I don't care what you do, but it's not the truth. There's jails getting sued for people dying from the withdrawal, from being
Right.
dehydrated, and these people
Yes.
die. You can have electric shots to your heart and shit from dehydrate. I don't know the technical term for it, but all I know is when my doctors were telling me all this, I was like, wait a minute, why ain't people told it? Why are we not told it?
Yeah. It's
Because
crazy, man. I got a
like,
question for you though. So are you on the Suboxone program currently right now?
mhm.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, a
So,
different one than what I started on.
but it wasn't. Yeah, you started. Did you start with the methadone or?
No, I started with Suboxone.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
went to a detox center for 7 days, right?
Yeah.
Right, and I detoxed my ass off, basically. And then I was supposed to have an appointment that Monday. I got out on a Saturday morning. I was supposed to have an appointment that Monday to start my Suboxone, right? And I
Okay.
didn't know nothing about this. And they told me that the lady wasn't there. I'd have to reschedule the appointment. Well, they scheduled it for like 20 days out. So I went through detox in 20 days with nothing.
Yep. That's horrible.
Like,
You've been through precipitated withdrawal before, correct?
yes, sir.
You want to go ahead and tell the viewers? You want to tell the viewers a little
Yes, sir.
story about that? You want to go ahead and tell us like your experience when that happened to you?
All right. Well, let me put it this way so people can really understand how precipitated withdrawal can catch even the best of us.
Yeah,
I
it's
had
yeah.
switched. I had switched from methadone twice, no problem, on my own. I quit going to the methadone clinic and was buying strips off the street because I was like done with that methadone stuff. Like, took me twice, but I learned, you know. And no problem, no problem, and was smooth as butter. And I relapsed on poppy CT. I was tired of taking a med from a doctor. I felt like they controlled my life, you know, like my
Right.
appointments ran everything just like an addiction almost.
Mm.
But we lose track. We get comfortable and we just want more and more and more. We're addicts. We're never happy with just enough. You
Yeah, I know what
know?
you mean. Exactly. No,
And I
you're right.
didn't appreciate what I had. And so I was like, look, I can take this poppy CT because I heard it's just morphine and codeine. You know, what's that? You know, it's not like I'm
Right.
shooting it up. It's not like I'm chasing it or nothing. You know, I get a
Yeah.
bite offline. So like, I don't feel like I'm doing much wrong. I'm just getting rid of the doctor and providing my own medicine. Right.
That's what you thought.
Long story short, it didn't take me long to realize this is a big problem already. You
Oh
know,
yeah, bro. Absolutely,
right,
dude. Yeah,
right. And
absolutely.
I want it back on my Suboxone. I miss my Suboxone. I'm coming back crawling. Like, please give me my Suboxone. I
Yeah,
miss you.
right, right.
I love you,
Exactly.
baby.
Yeah.
I was though. And all right, so I'm like, okay, I've done this before. I've done it from methadone. I'm a beast, you know, I'm the best. I got this. No. I wait 48 hours. I think I'm sick. Oh, I'm kicking. I'm feeling a little nauseous. Got a little sweat on the back of my neck. You know, I'm like, oh, perfect time. Let me take that spot. Here we go. You know, I'm excited because, you know, when I
Yep.
say this, y'all going to think like, oh, he's getting high or something. You know, like, no, people. When you're at it, feeling normal is
Yeah.
like just being able to function like a normal human being feels so good. You know, so in a sense, if you call that a high, but I call it a natural high. You know, I like that natural high. I like that you know, that feeling you
Right.
got when you were young and had sex, smoked a cigarette afterwards, you know, or, you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How'd it
and
feel though? How'd the precipitated withdrawal? How'd it feel? How'd it feel?
yeah, I got off track there. It sucked ass. It felt like
It's
lava in the veins. Look, I
whew,
took that shit, right? I took 16 milligrams because that's my dose, you know. I'm prescribed 20 milligrams.
oh,
Right. I'm
you
like,
got
then that's normally what it
smacked.
takes when you switch from an opiate. Because you're going to have to do a higher dose than you normally do with Suboxone when you're switching. Because it
Right.
takes a while for it to build up in your system. I think
Yeah, and kick
scientifically it
in.
takes like 10 days to get
Yeah,
to, you know,
steady
and
state. Yeah.
right. So I take that 16 milligrams. I'm about to feel better. 48 hours of hell about to end. Nope.
No.
I learned what hell was. Look, I felt sweat beads popping up on the back of my head. I'm like, this is different. Never had this. The whole thing, I'm starting to feel a little chilly. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell is going on? Blah!
All of a sudden too. Oops. There we go.
Yeah, like, and it felt like my body was on fire and freezing at the same time. It was like somebody put
Yeah.
me in Antarctica and put lava in my veins.
Yep. It is the worst withdrawal you will ever go
Oh
through in your
my
entire life.
God, I'm
Worst.
sitting there crying. I'm
Yeah.
a grown ass man bawling my eyes out. Please stop it. I'm trying to plot how to get money. I'm trying to figure. I'm hitting everybody up like, yo, I'm going through precipitated withdrawal. I need to stop this shit now.
Yeah.
Like, and no one's picking up. No, my mom's like, I couldn't tell my mom what was happening, you know, because she found out that
Yeah.
I relapsed. I'm in big trouble, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there like, oh, I don't feel good. I'm sick. My mom's like, you got a stomach bug. And I'm sitting there thinking in my head, no, the fuck, I don't. I'm dying over here. Somebody save me.
Yeah. It's bad. It's bad.
And I had to just suffer through, bro. And everybody kept saying, oh, it'll end in 12 hours. It'll end in 20. No, this shit lasted 30 plus hours. And then another 48 hours of residual symptoms hanging around.
Yep. Exactly. It lasts for a
And let me tell you,
while.
if it wasn't for my gabapentin, oh my God. I called my doctor, I was like, yeah, I messed up. I fucked up. And I am in hell. Like, and she felt so bad for me. God bless her soul. She was such they're a very
Really?
unique place. I've never met a place like them. They
Yeah.
believe their job is to keep you alive, whatever it takes. And I respect that. They won't kick you out for no reason. First place I've ever been to like that. And guess
That's
what,
cool.
y'all? I just got phased up from phase 1 to phase 4 for passing all my drug tests. Not
That's
missing a single thing, been straight up precipitating, doing what I'm supposed. I don't. I try not to get stale because if you get stale in recovery, you're gonna fall back in old habits.
right.
You
How's your
gotta
how
keep it
is your life
going.
now, like how is everything nowadays, I wanted to ask you maybe like, how are you enjoying life now essentially, in recovery now that you're not having to hit the streets daily, going to pick
Right,
up
right.
time.
I don't have to jump up feeling like I'm gonna die, or I don't have to disappoint the wife because I'm spending all our money on drugs. I get to
Right,
actually
right.
do things. I get to have things. I just recently bought a watch, brand new watch, kind of big for my wrist. But I was like, dang, I like that watch and I want it, and it felt good to be able to buy it, and it
Right.
felt
Yeah.
good to give my wife money, it felt good to come to family cookouts and not be like thinking about, okay, where can I do my dose? I don't want to be bothered. I just want to enjoy this shit. Or
Exactly.
if I ain't got nothing, how can I plot how to get something?
Right.
Like it's
Right.
so refreshing not to live like that no more. And you know, I wish there was a way to reach. Because when I was in active addiction, someone like me told me this shit, I'd be like, "You crazy as fuck. You're nuts, dude.
Me
You
too, man.
know,
Honestly, you're right,
you're
dude. Me
nuts."
too. I'd be watching this interview probably that we're doing right now, and I'd probably shut it off. Honestly, I might. I don't know. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's just it's when you're
You
addicted
don't want to
and
hear
in
it.
the addiction, you got a hard head. You know what I mean? It gives you a
Right.
hard head, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to hear it then. And I to this day, someone try to correct me when I'm doing wrong. Or, I have to check myself. Like I have to be like, yo, dude, you didn't have it right the first time. What
Mm,
makes you think you're gonna have it right this time? You need to like take advice. Sit your ass down, be humble, appreciate the small things in life.
mm.
Like you just learn to look at everything. Like I'm appreciative that I'm a father and I have my wife and my kids. Not everybody's got that. I
Right.
appreciate the fact that I've made it in recovery this long. Not everybody gets that.
Exactly.
You just got to celebrate the small victories in life. We don't get many. So when you
No,
do get them, make it the best, man. Like,
for sure.
enjoy every second, even the bad.
All right, Larry. That was it, bro. Pretty much. That was the bulk of what I wanted to ask you for this interview, man. I really appreciate you hopping up on here and doing this interview with me. I think it was a really good interview. We got to talk about basically everything that we were going to talk about. And yeah, man, it went pretty good. Is there anything that maybe I didn't ask you that you wanted to say, or anything like that? Anything extra you wanted to share? Because if not, that's all I got for you, pretty much, man.
I guess if I could say anything to everybody out there is, it's okay. You're
Yeah,
not a bad person. You're not. You're human, and it's normal,
yeah,
you know. And it
yeah,
can't get
exactly.
better. You just gotta put. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but it's only a little bit compared to a lifetime of freedom.
Right, right. True that, bro.
You know. And I
Words of
just wish
wisdom, bro.
everybody the best.
Wear it up. Sounds good, dude. Like I said, thanks again. Appreciate you coming up on here for this interview.
Right.
Appreciate it, dude. Larry, everybody. Thanks, man. Peace out.